more like it. Definitely. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting the thumbs up button for me and dropping your comments. Love the comments. They help me tremendously. All right, Game 50 is in the books, and it was historical. The most points ever scored by a Knicks team in the fourth quarter. How do you like them apples? Oh, man, that is outstanding. And to do it in the fourth quarter against one of the best defenses out there in the NBA right now, a tremendous effort in the fourth quarter. The game was very frustrating to watch for the first three quarters. It was a nail-biter. I was very unhappy for long periods of it. Now, mind you, we don't have OG Anunoby tonight. We'll get to that. We're going to talk about OG. We're going to talk about Mitch. I got highlights for you guys. We're going to break it all down. We're going to talk Knicks tonight. Great victory. Beautiful. Let's keep going. Here we go. 124 to 118. This is the first time the New York Knicks this season have won a game after they were losing beginning the fourth quarter. They were down 11, and then they got down 11 pretty quickly and made a tremendous turnaround to light the Houston Rockets up for 46 points in that fourth quarter. Tremendous. And especially when you consider Karl-Anthony Towns did foul out in the fourth quarter, but he had a really nice fourth quarter production-wise. He was struggling all night. His three-point shot is not there. The hand is definitely bothering him, but that fourth quarter was outstanding for him. He finished with 11 points in that fourth quarter, but Jalen Brunson was just utterly spectacular tonight. If you caught me on KFTV today in the Knicks Weekly Show, we talked about the trades and this Knicks game. I had a feeling, the only way we win is if one of these two guys go for like something insane, 40 points or something like that. Brunson was the one who did it tonight, and Towns chipped in with 22 of his own. Mikal Bridges was incredibly effective, but nothing like this man. Jalen Brunson, 42 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists. His first career 40-10 game. Beautifully done tonight. History was made tonight. The New York Knicks beat the Houston Rockets out. Now, mind you, I should have also said when OG was out, Alperen Sengun and Fred VanVleet were both out as well. So Sengun is their all-star. They're missing a big piece. Steve Adams got the call, the nod. Did he start? I think he did start. But he was pretty effective. Actually, no. Who got the start? I can't remember. Anyway, I can't remember. Terry Eason and Tate. They got the starts to replace those guys. But Amen Thompson, man, the guy is a human blur. Jalen Green is also incredibly fast. This is a fast, young, athletic team. They're not a great shooting team, but man, can they can get to the hole. I mean, they are unbelievable. But when you think about that, the New York Knicks actually won the battle of points in the paint. That's how truly spectacular they were. He was. This guy, Jalen Brunson, was. We are incredibly lucky to have him as our point guard. We struggled for many years looking for that floor leader, and he is the guy, man. And he's loving his time here in New York. New York Basketball tweeted this out: most 30-plus points, 10-plus assist games in Knicks history. Jalen Brunson is now numero uno with 12. He just passed Richie Guerin, who had 11, and Walt Clyde Frazier had 9, Stephon Marbury with 7, and Ray Williams brings it up. He's number 5 with 5 himself. So there it is. History tonight. Let's go. Karl-Anthony Towns. All right, tremendous comeback win. First time this season after being down heading into fourth quarter. The Knicks pull off a win. New York lit Houston up for 46 points in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson with his first career 40 points, 10 assist game, and he finished with 42 points. This is the other good news. See, it says down below, good news day for Knicks, followed up by a great comeback night. Well, it started off with this. Mitch put a video on Instagram of him going. he said he was going to go to the doctors. He was going to be evaluated, in his way that he says those things. And then afterwards, he tweeted this out. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. And it's been confirmed by Ian Begley and Thibs that he is now been allowed to take part in full practice. Not full contact yet. Well, yeah, not full scrimmage, not 5-on-5. He's going to have to work up to that. But he's cleared to play in practice. So we'll see how long it takes. I'm assuming we're not going to see him back until after the All-Star break, which is fine. I mean, if he comes back in time for the Boston game, I mean, that'd be really fascinating if you were able to do that. But this is fantastic news for us. I mean, the trade deadline is in a few days. It's Thursday. We needed to get some good news from him about his body, about his availability. And that was the big thing that we got today. Because it's going to allow Leon to approach the trade deadline differently. Is he going to go after a big? I don't think he will. I think what he will do now is look at upgrades at the wings, but who knows? Leon, I mean, that guy and Brock Aller, they're playing chess. They're thinking 10 moves ahead. We'll see what he ends up doing, but this news today coming on the Monday of trade deadline week is perfect for us to hear. Because if it had slipped past, if it got up to Thursday or Friday, if it's after the trade deadline, then it's like you may have to make some moves that you didn't want to make. In this case, like a Valanciunas or something like that, which I don't believe that he's the answer for us. This guy is the answer for us. He can help us have a lockdown defense right now. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing him play alongside Cat. I'm curious about how that will work. And the other good news was OG's MRI came back. He has a mild foot sprain. Mild. He's listed as day-to-day. He was listed as questionable for tonight's game, and he was finally just scratched. But he's listed as day-to-day. I have a feeling that they're going to be cautious with him. He's not going to play tomorrow, I assume, in Toronto against the Raptors. And when's the next game after that? I just don't think. I think it's better to take precautions. We were able to overcome his absence tonight against Houston, which is a great team. But now they were missing also 2 key players as well. So you got to go game by game. We'll see. But there's no reason to force him to come back early and then get re-injured. We don't want that to happen. Let him get fully ready, because we want that insane defense, man. I want to see Mitch, OG, Precious, Hart, and Deuce out on the court all at once. I want to see that total lockdown defense when we need it. I want to see that. I'm so curious. Or you swap out, you put Brunson in there if you need some, someone to give us extra scoring. Though Deuce, he's been struggling of late, but he definitely can deliver when we need him. He had a huge bucket in that fourth quarter, a huge 3-pointer. That was a monster one from the corner, right in front of the Knicks bench. Beautifully done. All right, we got stats here. Let's get to the highlights. Here we go. All right, so the game got off to an interesting start. Knicks had like a little, 3 or 4 point lead, 5-point lead. Not a 5-point lead, but like a 3 or 4 point lead from about half of that first quarter. And it kind of looked like, okay, look, Towns he's battling right there, though he was getting beat up all night. The refs, this was, and I just feel like a broken record, but this was definitely a bizarrely refereed game. They basically decided that they weren't going to call fouls. That's what they decided, unless it was absolutely blatant and necessary. There was a block by Terry Eason on Towns. It wasn't a block. He smacked Towns' hand, and Carl was complaining, running up the court. He was so frustrated tonight, and then he kept picking up silly fouls himself, and he ended up fouling out. So you can see his frustration level had peaked. Definitely was way up there. But he did finish with 9 rebounds. Like I said, not a spectacular game from him overall. But he hit buckets when we desperately needed him. He was only 1 of 5 from the 3-point line, but his 3-pointer that he hit, again, We needed it. The Knicks did not shoot well from the three-point line. They shot 6 of 26. That's 23.1%. But when you're facing the Rockets, it's not as crucial because they only shot 8 of 28, 28.6% for them. The Knicks were able to get to that free throw line. We had twice as many free throw attempts than the Rockets. And think about that. And yet the refs still missed many calls. They allowed Thompson and Holiday to rough up and abuse and bruise Jalen Brunson. The same thing for Towns. They let Adams and they let Dylan Brooks completely harass him, but yet they didn't call the fouls. So, at this point, what are you going to do? You just got to play through it. You can't keep complaining. Mikal Bridges, I got to talk about him because he was the other star of the game tonight. Mikal Bridges, he shot 50% from the field, 9 of 18, only 2 of 7 from the three-point line, only 2 of 4 from the free throw line, but he played some excellent defense when it was called for. He was able to slow down Jalen Green, and whenever he was on Amen Thompson, he was able to make Amen work. But Amen, man, he put pressures on Skates in one play. It was just unbelievable what he does. The guy he's tremendous around the hoop, tremendous at getting to the hoop. He's a human blur. But he cannot shoot. He can't shoot from the outside at all. I know I did see a game where he hit like 2 or 3 3-pointers from the corner. Everyone was like, what? And there was a play there where Deuce has to understand who, he's facing. He totally bit on Amen Thompson's fake in the right corner. And Amen just drove in, and then I think he got fouled, or it was an and one or something. But Deuce could have easily just held his ground, and forced Amen to shoot that 3 contested. That would have been the best decision there. Those are the things that have to get tightened up as we move forward into the season. And that's one of the reasons I was so incredibly frustrated watching this game, because I felt like I wasn't even watching our Knicks. They seemed like a half step slow here and there, constantly getting beat down the court, except until this, man. The third quarter, look, the Knicks, we were able to come in and take a 3-point lead at one point, but then things fell apart. And Josh Hart was a big reason that we were able to regain the lead in that third quarter. What did he score? He had 6 points in that third quarter, 3 of 4 for him. He played the entire third quarter. Precious played the entire third quarter, and Brunson basically played the entire third quarter. Brunson came through with 12 points himself, and Towns, he struggled. That was a quarter where he really struggled. He only had 2 points himself. And Ariel Hawkporty, he was the backup center tonight instead of Sims. Sims did get in the first half, but it was Ariel Hawkporty who got a look. The guy, he's a rookie. Let's put it that way. He needs more floor time. He needs to figure out, he needs to understand how to set a nice screen for Jalen Brunson and not get in front of him. A couple of times he was literally clogging up the lane that Brunson was trying to get to. Those are things that, you hope that with more playing time, more minutes, he'll start figuring that out. I mean, at some points, Brunson was even telling him, get out of the way, like that. But he did play, what did he play? He played 8 minutes, got 4 fouls, 2 rebounds. He did get 1 spectacular block on Steven Adams. Now, Precious Achiuwa, he got the start. 7 points is what he gave us in 35 minutes. And three of 4 from the free throw line. So he made 2 buckets and made 3 free throws. He did get 9 rebounds, which 6 of them were defensive. He picked up 2 steals, and he finished a +4. So when he was on the court, the Knicks were a plus team. Same with Towns. Knicks were +16 in Towns' 39 minutes of play, even though, he only was 1 of 5 from the three-point line. But the man who was just fantastic from the plus-minus standpoint was Mikal Bridges. In his 39 minutes, think about this, 39 minutes. In the 9 minutes, the Knicks didn't play. The Knicks, in the 39 minutes that he did play, the Knicks led by 29. They outscored the Rockets by 29 in the 39 minutes he played. That is a crazy plus-minus stat. But we needed that. When you got the plus-minus king like OG Anunoby not playing, you needed that. Here's the fourth quarter. This is where things got really tight, and I thought, oh, that was a great play. Towns got the steal then, and then boom, boom. Josh Hart comes through with the bucket at the end. The Knicks were down 108-106 with 3-something left. And here he takes it up. Oh, he muscles it, and then he ties it, and he hits the free throw for the first lead since the third quarter. Then comes down, and Jalen Green hits that big. I think that was Jalen Green who hit that big three-pointer. Aaron Holiday also abused us, but no one abused anyone as much as Jalen Brunson tonight. He was punishing them. Ooh, there's that Thompson dunk right there. Now it's like, oh no, we're down 1 with 1:45 left. And Towns, he's still in the game. He ends up fouling out, I think, the next play. But look at that incredible play right there. So Towns he hasn't fouled out yet. He's going to foul out pretty soon. Now we're up 115. No bigger three-pointer right now. That was a monster three-pointer. Got the Knicks up by 4, and that basically let the Knicks not comfortably win this game, but finally put a lid on the Houston Rockets. This was just a fabulous comeback win. Obviously, it could not have happened without Jalen Brunson's heroics, but the whole team finally came together defensively in that fourth quarter. They held. I mean, the Rockets still put up. What did they put up? 26 points in that fourth quarter. They put up 29 in that fourth quarter. So they definitely did punish us. But let's get to this here. All right, here are the fourth quarter stats. You can see, Brooks, Jason Tate, 3 of 3 for him in his 5 minutes. Amen Thompson, this is what I was talking about. Mikal Bridges, this guy was killing us. Only one made bucket in that final fourth quarter. He did go to the free throw line. He picked up 4 assists and 4 rebounds, but he was a minus 15 in that fourth quarter. Now, let's look at the Knicks in that fourth quarter. Look at this guy, Jalen Brunson. Clutch time, 17 points for him, 5 of 6 from the field. He hit his 1 3-pointer, the big monster one we just saw right there. And crucially, 6 of 6 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. He hit 2 monster free throws late in that fourth quarter when it became like a fouling game, and Josh Hart also hit 2 monster twos as well. He came through with 7 points in that fourth quarter, 11 points for Karl-Anthony Towns, even though he fouled out. Mikal Bridges, 6 points for him, and McBride hits his 1 big three-pointer himself. Campaign was a little shaky tonight. Let's look at the full game highlights, the full game stats here. So you can see the Rockets shot, it's at 46.2% for the game, but they only took 15 free throws, 93.3%, which is fabulous, 50 rebounds for them. But the New York Knicks, they got 30 free throw attempts. That's outstanding. Let's go over here to the team comparisons. You can see points in the paint, the Knicks were a plus 12. Plus 12. The three-point shot, this game felt very reminiscent of the 80s and 90s games that I used to go to when I lived on 23rd Street. So this was that kind of game, and the Knicks won that battle, and they even won the second chance points, 20-17. The fast break points, they lost that one to -4, as you can see, with guys like Green and Thompson on the court. They're most times they're going to win that fast break battle. But the New York Knicks were able, even though they only got 24 assists tonight. Interesting. That's because Brunson just did he was just spectacular. So at the end of the day, it did come down to the free throw line, getting key stops when it was needed. As you can see right here, look at the Knicks. They were down 11 beginning this fourth quarter and just kept whittling away to the point where once it got under 5 points, I got even more nervous in a lot of ways, because I was like, oh no, we've seen this before, because we've seen them run out of gas before. They make a nice run and then they hit a wall, especially against young athletic teams, and they don't have enough to get over the top. Well, not tonight. Jalen Brunson wasn't going to let that happen tonight. He came through like the way the captain should. This might be his best game of this season for me. For what it meant, especially after that very bad loss to the Lakers. And on top of that, with all the craziness happening with the trades and the uncertainty out there, we needed to know that this team is still the team that we need them to be. They finished 4-1 in the recent homestand. They've beaten the let's see here. They've beaten the Nuggets. Let's go to the West. They beat the Grizzlies, the Rockets, and the Nuggets. They beat teams 2, 3, and 4 in the West in this past homestand. That is a spectacular homestand. 4-1. I was thinking if we went 3-2, I'd be happy. 4-1. Could have been 5-0. Could have been 5-0. I think if OG hadn't gone down in that third quarter, we would have won. We would have had enough to win that game. It just took the air out of the arena. From what I've heard, it took. I think that players were a little stunned, especially because of how the injury came about. It was a non-contact injury, and he just limps off and never comes back. I think that put it really took the edge off the team itself, and so they ended up losing that one. But 4-1. Spectacular result. Now they play tomorrow. They play the Toronto Raptors tomorrow night. Now, remember, I know you guys have, whoever's been here with me a while, I've been telling you, don't sleep on the Raptors. Raptors, what have they won? 5 in a row? 6 in a row? 5 or 6 in a row they've won. So can't take them lightly at all, especially in Toronto. That's going to be an interesting battle. RJ Barrett. Unfortunately, Emmanuel Quickley, I don't think will play. Guys, he's just been injury prone this season. He's been injury prone since he became a Toronto Raptor, and that's a big bummer, man. I was hoping that he'd be out there. It'd be fun. All right, let's get down to here. See if there's anything interesting to highlight here that I may have missed. Nope. A plus minus. That's what I want you guys to see. Look at that plus minus from Mikal Bridges, a plus 29. Outstanding for him. To go along with his 22 points for him, 22 points for Towns, 42 for Brunson, 19 for Josh Hart. He got off to a crazy slow start. Josh Hart, what was he doing in the first quarter? I don't even think he even took a shot in the fourth quarter. No shots. Josh Hart did not attempt a shot in the fourth quarter. In the first quarter, sorry. Now, that can't happen. On a team that's missing one of their key players, you can't not score, in 7.5 minutes of play. At least put pressure on the defense. He did pick up 2 assists and just got 1 rebound, but he definitely got off to a very slow start, but he picked it up as the game went on. He was a big reason the Knicks were able to make that surge in the third quarter with his 6 points. I think he even scored those 6 points in a row. He played the entire second quarter, and he had 6 points then. But that fourth quarter, that was where he finally broke the 20-point mark. Oh, actually, no, he didn't break it. 19 points. I thought he got 20. All right. He's got one thing that's concerning is Landry Shamet. He definitely struggles. Again, look, he only got 6 minutes of play, and it was hard to keep him out there. He missed his 3-point shot. He got burned a couple times, though there were some defensive possessions where he actually clogged up the paint. I forgot who he was guarding. They were trying to drive around him. Did a beautiful job of getting just in front of him, stifling him, and causing a turnover. So he did play some decent defense, but Thibs could only find 6 minutes for him on the court tonight, on a night when you're missing a starter. Interesting. I found it. Thibs did go, he went 10 deep-ish. Sims played less than a minute. So he really went 9 deep tonight, which, all right, I'll take that. Let's see what else here. Houston, you can see Amen Thompson, 25 points for him. 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. He got a triple-double, 11 assists, 11 rebounds. Jalen Green, he seemed a little hobbled. Clyde pointed it out during the broadcast, but he still finished with 21 points. Only 1 of 8 from the 3-point line. The Knicks, I will say, other than Aaron Holiday, who he was killing us, man. I thought, oh no, is this going to be his career night, Knicks night? Well, luckily we were able to at least somewhat slow him down, and he got into foul trouble. He ended up with 5 fouls, but 15 points for him in 17 minutes of play. 3 of 7 from the 3-point line. Whitmore was killing us in the first half. He finished with 18 points off the bench in 23 minutes. What else here is of note? That's pretty much it. Let's go down to here. I showed you the other team stats. The Knicks did shoot 50.5% overall for the whole game. But the rebounding, that was a tough one. Oh, there was periods where many times the ball's just bouncing around. We just didn't get the loose balls. Those first three quarters were frustrating like that. But remember, there were like 20 lead changes in this game. Once the Knicks got themselves back in this game, because at one point they were down 12 or 13. Maybe 12 was the largest lead. 12 was the largest deficit for the Knicks. Once we got back in this game, there were 20 lead changes, 9 times that were tied, and they finished with only 14 turnovers for the Knicks. We got 26 points off of there, so we're a plus 11 in the points off turnovers. Beautiful. Love that. This was just... this is the result that we needed, especially after that Lakers game and after, OG with the mild foot sprain. But hearing about his foot today and hearing about Mitch being cleared, times are good. The vibes are good right now. Yes, we got guys that are still nursing injuries. Towns looks like the hand is still bothering him. McCall rolled an ankle driving to the hoop. And yet, he looked like, I thought the way he was acting, it was like he's gone. And then he just lays there. It's almost like watching Wolverine or something. It's like totally just repairs his body. He got up. He's bouncing around and then plays the rest of the game. It finishes a plus 29 and plus minus. The guy is a marvel. A marvel. Okay, shout out to Marvel. Man, I'm happy. My apologies for not doing a recap after the Lakers game. Man, that game here in LA was such a bummer. So I did not even feel like getting involved in any kind of bad vibe like that. I was planning on doing it on Sunday, but just, nobody here was feeling well in the house. So figured, you know what? Let's see if some good mojo will return for Monday night. And it did. And it came in the presence of Jalen Brunson, the mojo master. Let's go. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button for me, and drop your comments and share the video. Would truly enjoy that. And check out the other video that I did with CP, KFTV. It was today. It was today's broadcast. What's it called? Knicks Weekly, I think it's called. I thought it was a great show, great vibe. We talked about a lot of stuff. All right, I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.